Hi everyone, good to see you this week. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the video lesson that you reviewed for the discussion, and hopefully now you can see me on the screen and also see our L2 teacher there. I'll take a couple minutes and we'll go through the video to look at the strengths and weaknesses. And I'm sorry, it is late now that I'm recording this, so the light might be funny here, but hopefully, I'm sure it'll be fine. So first of all, I have to say that with this demonstration, of course, our teacher wants to show how important it is to teach vocabulary and context and how important comprehensible input is. And I have to say I was very impressed that all of you really saw the contradiction of this, the weakness in the fact that all her vocabulary was out of context. So let's take a minute and we'll just go through the video a little bit to talk about her strengths and weaknesses, most of which all of you pointed out in the discussion board, So here we go, and let's begin.
We come across a word that has an S on the end. When it has an S on the end of it, it means it's more than one. Okay, so let's make a list of some words that end with an S. Okay, so I have the word I.
Okay, so right away, what are maybe some things we would do differently? Okay, she said, let's go ahead and we'll make the word list. And she comes up with a word. And I is such an arbitrary word. Not only is it arbitrary, it's a hard word for anyone learning the language because I, of course, is the most common pronoun we have, I and me. But she doesn't mean I. She means not the personal pronoun, the noun I. And it's totally out of context. So right away we understand that this isn't really a preferred approach. Also, look at our students right there. What don't you see? I see no paper. I see no pen, no pencils, no manipulatives. They have nothing. And this girl is so closed, her arms are crossed. They have nothing for this learning experience. She's the one that does the writing here. Okay, let's keep going.
And if I want to add an S, now what is my word? I. Very good. So does that mean I have one or more than one? More than one, because I added the S. Let's do another word. Picture. So I have one picture, right? So I'm going to add an S, and now I have two pictures. Or more than one. Very good, very good. You can think of another word.
Okay, and then her next word is picture. Those two really don't have too much in common there. Also, she missed the opportunity to deal with the pronunciation of ice and eyes when this girl here pronounces it as ice. And that would be teaching pronunciation in context. What a great opportunity to teach the ending with that Z sound. I maybe would have taken a minute and say, oh, let's take a minute and look at that pronunciation of eyes. So she did miss that. She's so focused on that plural and the singular. Okay, now the students are going to volunteer words. And remember, output's as important as input. And let's see how she deals with the student when we get the output here.
And then we're going to add an S to it to change it. What do kid?
Okay, so once again, we have a student who does a great job at volunteering. She gives the answer, and instead of the teacher saying, hey, that's great, that's terrific, you've already given it to me in the plural, she actually corrects the student. And you see the student goes back to going like this and says, well, let's start with kid. And a number of you said, hey, you know what, maybe we can recognize the fact that she started with the plural. That's absolutely fine. Say, hey, you already have the S. Okay, let's put it down. And how would we make that singular? Let's go to one. I mean, if you really have to do that, we want to recognize what our students produce and celebrate that and not correct it the minute they say something. I think it happens again here. I don't remember what the word is.
And then if we add an S, now. Very good. What about, do you want to do a word? Cat. Cat. Well, let's just do cat. And then if we add the S, now what is the word? Cat. Is that a different thing? Is a cat different from cats? No. It's the same? No. One cat is the same as 10 cats? No, it's different. It changes the meaning of the word, right? It's more than one. Okay.
Okay, so again, a lot of you brought up the distinction between the meaning and the idea of making a plural. Almost all of you wrote about that as well, that distinction needs to be made. Also, she does correct, again, this boy in the center when he gives the plural first. Okay, let's see a few more things. Again, it's really teacher-centered. She's right there in the center. She does most of the talking. She does the writing. We want to remember that we should be getting those 4 skills. I can't believe those kids have nothing in front of them. Even if they were to write a letter or draw a picture or something to be interactive, they are so isolated in their own little pod there. Let's see what else here. I think we're just about finished.
Okay, very good.
Oh, yep. So we're just about finished. So positives. She's easy to understand. She has rapport with the student, but the lesson, if I were her supervising professor, I'd be all over her. So really great job this week of really looking at that lesson and looking at the weaknesses and how you would change things or how you would approach it. So already I see that we're moving, continue to move in the right direction. All right, I think that's it for the review of this lesson. I'll post another video for you to review. And it's a longer one. I think it's a 6.5-minute clip, but you only have to watch 5 minutes. You start a couple minutes in, I give you the timestamp, and then you can finish. And the same thing. Why don't you identify what's going well, if anything, or what's going badly, if anything. All right, next video we'll review Wonderful Chapter 4. Thanks. Bye.